Hey, it's Rob here. In case you've been missing them, I've been uploading little 2-minute movie reviews to the shorts and reels and all that. I know a lot of people don't watch shorts and short form content, so I thought it'd be a good idea to start collating them in a video like this. I'll be real, the first couple of reviews are a little rough to look at, but it's been cool to look back and see how my process has changed throughout the year. I've got a bit of a backlog to go through, so I'll start with the first 5 reviews of the year for Captain America Brave New World, A Complete Unknown, Mickey 17, Flow, and Thunderbolts. They're not exactly new movies anymore, but hey, if you saw them, let me know what you thought of them in the comments. Which one is your favorite? Alright, let's get to it, starting with... Damn, he really should have taken that serum, huh? Captain America Brave New World is the newest film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it's fine. It's perfectly watchable, it's serviceable, it's okay. The mind control Manchurian candidate plot thing was pretty fun to watch, and I really enjoyed the backdrop of the Earth scrambling to get the adamantium before anyone else. I really like the whole treaty brokering thing. And the film is easy enough to follow that for someone like me who hasn't seen any of the Marvel TV series, I was able to follow the movie pretty well. It's really carried by the villains though. I mean, you got Giancarlo Esposito as Sidewinder, who is really, really great. Tim Blake Nelson as the leader, who is absolutely fantastic. And I mean, Harrison Ford, come on. How often do you get to see a movie where Harrison Ford looks like he's having fun, you know? It's a rare treat, and I think he's really enjoying playing the antagonist for once. Anthony Mackie deserves plenty of credit for the film as well for carrying the movie. The movie is all about proving yourself, and that really comes through in his performance. I'm not sure that it's quite on the level of Chris Evans as Captain America, but he does a great job here. That being said, I still don't think I would call the film great. It's pretty far from it, and the worst of it might be the combat scenes, unfortunately. The editing and VFX in those scenes is pretty shoddy, and it makes it really hard to tell what's happening at any given time on screen. The fighter jet sequence is pretty fantastic though, and you compare this to the action scenes in something like Winter Soldier, and unfortunately the difference is very night and day. Brave New World doesn't really hold up at all, and the acting is also sometimes kind of clumsy. There's a few pretty bad line deliveries from some of the supporting cast here, and they just didn't give Joaquin enough to do. He really feels wasted here. And honestly, a lot of the time, the filmmaking felt pretty uninspired. There's a lot of really boring and sort of stale shots. It really made the movie feel like it's lacking personality. I've seen a lot of really negative reviews for this, and I don't think it's completely warranted. Is it great? No, not at all. But it's decent, it's okay. It's nowhere near as bad as the worst MCU films, and it probably isn't even the worst Captain America film, if we're being real. And honestly, compared to real life, I don't think that Bucky getting elected congressman is anywhere near as stupid as anything else that's been happening lately. This movie, Brave New World, is like a 6 out of 10, maybe a 5. It ain't perfect, but you could honestly do a whole lot worse. I went out and saw A Complete Unknown, and it was actually pretty good. A Complete Unknown is a Bob Dylan biopic, specifically chronicling his rise to fame in the early 60s folk scene, up until his controversial switch to electric instruments at the Woodford Folk Festival, when Bob went electric, as they say. Timothée Chalamet takes on the role of Bob Dylan, and he does a fantastic job here. He plays him with this sense of effortless cool, synonymous with the singer, but he also plays him with this sense of fragility, which adds such a great counterpoint to the story. And the supporting cast are fantastic as well. You got Monica Barbaro, who does such an awesome job as Joan Baez, and you got Edward Norton as Pete Seeger. Phenomenal performance. I really hope he nabs the Oscar for that one. I've seen a lot of musical biopics, and right away, the best, most interesting ones are the ones that don't hesitate to show the subject's flaws. That's why a film like Rocketman works really, really well, and why a film like Bohemian Rhapsody doesn't. Bob Dylan is in this movie. He's a genius, but the movie doesn't hesitate to show you his ego, his philandering, or his pettiness. But it's presented in such a way that it makes you understand his thought process, why he did the things that he did, but it never excuses him. It's such a great balancing act, and it does such a great job of setting up the brilliant final act of the film. Where it falls down for me, I wish they were a bit more ambitious with the filmmaking. I mean, the shots, the presentation, it's never really that creative. What's here is good, but it's never great. It's a film that's pretty happy to coast to that 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 kind of range, you know? Get in, do the job well, wrap it up, all done and dusted, but as a result, I don't think this is going to go down as a classic. But at the end of the day, as someone who isn't really into Bob Dylan's music or folk music in general, this movie made me want to listen to more of it. It's honestly a great entry point for getting into Bob Dylan's catalogue. I'm feeling an 8 out of 10 for this one. It's a great film and I definitely recommend it. Watch it for the performances and for the third act at the Woodford Folk Festival. That sequence really ties it together. Let's be real, if there were suddenly 2 versions of your partner, I think you'd want to do that too. Mickey 17 is the new film from Bong Joon-ho, director of Parasite, following the huge success and all the Oscar wins, and I thought that Mickey 17 was maybe even a little bit better. I thought it was brilliant. It's so funny, it's so high concept, has a lot to say, and it's so well made. The acting in this film is absolutely phenomenal. You got Robert Pattinson playing not just one version, but multiple versions of the same character. He's the 17th Mickey in this movie, and he manages to make them all really distinct. Like Mickey 17 is this gremlin energy, while Mickey 18 is kind of a psycho in a lot of ways. And the supporting cast is great as well. Naomi Ackie plays Nasha, and she does a really phenomenal job, but man, Mark Ruffalo in this movie is absolutely crazy. He plays this sort of maniacal, wannabe dictator, sort of half Trump, half Musk, and it's so entertaining. He's a blast to watch in this film. And Toni Collette as well, she's fantastic in pretty much anything she's in. She's great in this movie as well, although I do wish they gave her a little bit more to do. And the film is just so well made as well. I mean, all the production design looks absolutely excellent. You've got the ice planet and the spaceship. It all feels so real. It never feels fake or phony. All the soundscapes are really great. It's got great sound effects. The visual effects are incredible. I mean, you got multiple Robert Pattinsons on screen, and it always looks totally seamless. And like the effects for like the aliens and everything, it all just looks so real. If I have to be critical, I think that the film is probably at its weakest in the third act. I think there are a few moments that are a little bit contrived, a little bit convenient, and also the ending of the film does probably go a little bit too long. And I really love the comedy of Mickey 17, but I think that maybe it can be just a little bit tonally inconsistent at times. It's like the film is trying to strike a balance between sci-fi epic and wacky space satire, and sometimes that balance falters just a little bit. But you know, all of those critiques and criticisms are pretty minor in the grand scheme of things. I think that Mickey 17 is a phenomenal film. It's a very easy 9 out of 10 for me. I thought it was fantastic. If you want to watch something fun, creative, and surprisingly poignant, then I really can't recommend Mickey 17 enough. Man, those dogs were jerks. Flo finally came to my local cinema, and man, I gotta say, that Oscar was very well deserved. Flo is a 2024 animated film out of Latvia, the indie darlingest of indie darlings, put together by director Gins Zilberlotis, hope I got that name right, and his team. It's a triumph for indie animation, made in a small budget with a small team, made in Blender. Flo is about a group of animals hanging out together on a boat in this post-apocalyptic world when the world begins to mysteriously flood. There's a lot of laugh-out-loud funny moments, there's a few moments of triumph, tenderness, betrayal, even a few moments that are like cosmic horror. And it's all told with zero dialogue. All the communication is done through body language and through the animation. And thankfully, the animation here is crazy good. My goodness, they managed to give these animals such a huge amount of character. You have the cat, of course, you've got the overly friendly golden retriever, you've got the stoic capybara, the neurotic lemur, and the secretary bird. Oh, it's just amazing. And the film itself, it's just gorgeous. The environments, the look of it all. It's like looking into the most gorgeous picture book from your childhood. And the ending is just so lovely too. I mean, the movie ended and I just felt really uplifted. Though I do think the ending is just a little bit too abrupt. It's just like, oh damn, there's the credits. I think that's a problem with the movie's pacing. Especially with the fact that the climax, literally like just before the movie ends, it doesn't feel very grand. It makes the climax feel like any other obstacle that the animals have been overcoming in the film, but this time the movie just ends right after it. And then there's that one scene. I won't spoil it because it's a pretty cool moment, but it just feels a little bit too mystical. I like that it's left to interpretation, but it just felt really out of place. And I think that for as good as the animation is, I did notice that in those last 10 minutes, there was a little bit of a dip in the animation quality. But at the end of the day, I would still 100% recommend Flo. I thought it was fantastic. It's an incredible step forward for the medium of indie animation, manages to be one of the most emotionally potent and edge-of-your-seat exciting films of the last decade. I'll give this one an 8 out of 10, maybe a 9, but I'll stick with an 8 for the moment. Go see it. What the hell? I thought this was gonna suck. The trailers went great, and Black Widow is one of my least favorite films in the MCU, so I really didn't think it had much of a chance. Instead, we get what might be the most introspective film in the MCU, a film that seems more like an exploration on mental health and trauma than it does about heroes or villains. The film is firing on all cylinders anytime we get more of Yelena's messed up childhood, or scenes with her trying to deal with her guilt, loneliness, depression, and Florence Pugh does an excellent job selling it all. And the same goes for Bob, or Sentry, Void. Is that a spoiler? I don't know. but goddamn, his scenes, when they're in his realm, they're great. Lewis Pullman does a fantastic job selling the character. The first half of the film is where it's at its strongest, where you got Yelena, fake Captain America, Ghost, and Bob. They were great together. They had such great chemistry, but God forbid we have an emotional, mature scene without Red Guardian adding a corny line at the end for good measure. Red Guardian is easily the worst part of the film for me. His dumb, schlocky lines and his annoying jokes just pulled me out every time. And the frustrating thing is, it doesn't even need to be that way. There's a great emotional scene between him and Yelena just before the third act, where he doesn't ruin it. I also wish the film took a little bit more time to develop some of the main cast as well. The focus is on Yelena, which makes sense, but there should be a lot more development for Ghost and for fake Captain America. As it stands, they're going into, spoilers, without a fully developed cast. There's also a surprising lack of action in the film too. That's not inherently bad. If anything, it helped make the film feel more refreshing. But then you got the limo chase, which wasn't great at all, and every other fight from that point just felt like an afterthought. When you have a villain as stupidly overpowered as Thunderbolts does, and a group of heroes with literally zero chance of beating them, it was smart to play the film more emotionally, and the climax of the film, it wasn't action-packed, but it was heartfelt and it was genuinely moving. Thunderbolts really surprised me. It went from being a film I had no interest in seeing to, honestly, one of the better films in the MCU. I'm feeling like a 7 out of 10, maybe an 8 on this thing. If you want to watch an MCU film that actually does something new for a change, then give this one a chance. Thanks so much for watching. If you made it this far, that really means a lot. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It helps out so much. I'll collect the reviews of movies 6 through 10 soon, so make sure to subscribe if you missed my review of Mission Impossible 8, or if you want to relive all the embarrassing things that I said in my Minecraft movie review. Peace out.